guys, what's up and welcome back to Adventures in Guitarland, where I teach you how to be a better guitar player by playing a role-playing game. In today's video, we're going to go over the first scale you need to learn and a couple different ways to practice it. Before we get into that, go ahead and click the like, subscribe, and bell icon so you can get notified when we come out with new content that's going to assist you in your adventures in Guitarland and your journey to become a better guitar player. But for right now, let's go ahead and get into this. So what we're looking at here is the major scale, the Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do scale, the happy scale. It's not my favorite, not my personal favorite, but it is the baseline, it's the foundation, and as we're going through this course and this journey together, we're going to be building upon that foundation, so we need to learn it first. And that being said, the key with this is there's no flats or sharps, because it's not just a major scale, it's the C major scale. There's no flats, no sharps. It's just C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and then another C. And then it would repeat if you kept going higher and higher every octave. Thing is, we're going to learn it in just one position. It's the open position down here, and I'm going to show you a little box pattern for the open through the third fret. As we go through this, I want you to keep a few things in mind. First of all, B and C and E and F are only separated by a half step. They're not a whole step like A to B, D to E, F to G, and G to A. Those are all whole steps. The reason being is that the major scales all do a whole step, then a half step, then a whole step, another whole step, and one more half step to get back to the root note. That's how all major scales are going to go. So for this one, if I was looking at this, a C, which if you know this is the A string, a whole step up is a B, and a half step up from a B is a C, there's my C. So if I was looking at this vertically or linearly across one string, it would be a whole step up to D, a whole step up to an E, a half step up to that F, then a whole step up to a G, another whole step up to an A whole step up to a B, and then one half step up to your C again. So that's the C major scale, but that's not what I'm teaching you to practice. That's just the way to navigate it going along, from the top of the string to the bottom of the string, or vice versa. What I'm going to teach you is called a box pattern. That is up here. Or it could be any portion, you'll hear these called positions too, but any portion of the guitar neck where they're just singling out 4 to 5 frets and saying these are all the frets that you need to push down on and play in order to play notes in this particular scale. And that's what we're doing down here. I'm going to show you from the 3rd fret all the way through open strings, all the notes that are in this scale. Now, if I'm playing just the scale, I'm going to start on the root note, which is a C. So it would sound something like this. That's your C major scale. However, that omits a few notes that are available to you up here. So if you want to follow along, here's what you need to do. Whenever I say 1st fret, know that it's your 1st finger or your index finger. 2nd fret, you're playing with your middle finger, your 2nd finger. 3rd fret, you're playing with your ring finger. Really try hard not to use your pinky. You're going to be playing with your ring finger, also known as your 3rd finger. If we ever, in later videos, and I'll try to bring it up then too, go to the 4th fret, that's when you want to use your pinky. So, again, these are all just the regular notes. So E, F is the 1st fret of the E string, and then G is the 3rd fret of the E string, okay? And again, don't press down too hard, just as light as you need, or as heavy as you need to be just to make a nice clean sound. Then you go to your A string, which is A, B, C. So A is open, B is 2nd fret, C is 3rd fret. Then you're at the D string, so open. D is, and then the 2nd fret is your E. 3rd fret is your, what is it? Yep, your F, because there's a half step between those. Then you're up to your G string, open. Then your A is the 2nd fret, and that's it. Don't go up to any other frets because the next note is a B, and that's already the open string there. So go ahead and play that, and we're going to play the B open. C is the 1st fret, so there's your root again. 3rd fret is your D. Then you're up to E, so that's open. 1st fret is F again. 3rd fret is G. Now the ways to practice that to really kind of get to stick in your mind. There's so many out there, and you can look up a million videos on YouTube. What I want to see you do, what I'm going to challenge you to do, is to first learn each string. Learn each string first, then start skipping through them. So as you're playing it, say to yourself, E, F, G, E, F, G, E, F, G, E, F, G, F, E, E, F, G, F, E. You want to be able to start playing a little bit faster, but you want to also just know exactly what you're playing. You need to know that's a G, and that's an F, and that's an E. So do that for each string. A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C, B, A. When you're doing it, make sure that you're pushing down. You're not pushing down too hard, just hard enough to make that next note ring out. And don't forget that G only has 2 notes on it. So if there was any question as to whether this can actually sound pretty good, that's what I was playing earlier on when I wasn't playing. That's what the electric part was. It was just me playing those notes in this position. I didn't stray away from that. So it can actually sound pretty cool. So that's the one way that I want you to practice. The next way is to start using multiple strings. And you're going to do this in a couple different ways too. The first thing you're going to do is to start going from string to string. So So you do that for a little bit and kind of have fun with it. If you like doing the, go ahead, if it'll help you learn it. But keep in mind that you need to know that that's a D, that's a C, that's a G, that's an F, and that's a B. You need to know exactly which ones those are, because it's going to come into play later on when we start talking about music theory and start actually learning other scales and start learning how to solo. The other thing you want to do when you're putting strings together is start skipping them. So that you can you can let your imagination figure out different ways to do that. Have fun, make up games with it. Challenge yourself, work at it, and you'll get better before you know it. The next video, I'm going to go over musical notation as well as tablature and how to read them and how they apply to the guitar. So that'll be the next video, probably being recorded today, maybe. But until then, have fun on your adventures, and I'll see you in Guitarland.